And go. Welcome to another episode of Both Sides of the Ball. I'm here again with Coach Stockling. Say hello. All right. And today we're going to talk through three of Coach Stockling's favorite run concepts throughout the various formations that we've already kind of talked about a little bit. Obviously, the concepts, the runs have been around a while, but today we're hoping you'll gain some knowledge through, a couple of tidbits, how we do things, some minute details to make, your team better. And whenever Coach Stott would like to, he may hit it. Before he goes, though, follow us on Twitter down here at Coach W Stock. Follow him. You can follow me at Millennial Coach. The O is a 0. All right. And let's get ready to rock and roll. Start talking through it, Coach.
What's going on, people? So, like Coach Casey just said, we're pretty much talking. I got 4 concepts that have been around forever. I'm just going to show you pretty much how I run them, the way I teach stuff. We're going to be talking about the same formation we talked about in that first episode. I think -1 because it's pretty much, it looks the exact same. There's nothing fancy to it or whatever. But as an O-lineman, man, this is where I live. This is my bread and butter. As an O-line coach, this is where I make my money. Being that guy that when something goes wrong, you're the first person they yell at. Especially as an O-line coach. Every time something goes wrong or every time something doesn't look right, the first people they yell at is O-line. So I take very much pride in knowing that my position is probably the hardest position to coach on the field. And I always tell them, we take the most crap out of anybody, but we never get the praise and glory.
You tell me you can't block 8 people, Coach?
Hey, I can try. I can't make any promises. We're going to
block somebody.
5 people. Yeah. If I can block 5, I can block your 8 with my 5. Then, boy, I should be a millionaire.
Definitely not my fault.
But like Coach Casey said, these concepts, they are the most known concepts. It's just pretty much showing you how we do them as a team. So I'm going to get right into it. The first play I'm going to get into is power. I think everybody knows power, hopefully, but I'm going to show you kind of my way of doing it. First, I'm going to talk 2-back power out of this formation. I'm going to go through each play in this formation, then we'll go on to the next one and go so forth and so on from there. So talking about power, especially with this one being a 2-back power, having 2 backs, it makes it a lot easier. The O-line don't really have to think too much. Especially like I talked about in the last episode from the pistol set, you really don't know which way we're going, which way we're aiming. I can truly run power left or right in the pistol and you not know what's coming at you. I was always told that, backers reads guards. So I try to confuse them, and I may or may not confuse them. But so the one thing I teach based off is alignment. I never block people. We block rules and we block areas. The one thing that I know as O-lineman is the easiest thing to do is block angles. Me and Coach Case was talking about one time where there was a post or something, we saw it somewhere, and a guy was blocking angles doesn't make blocking easier. Yeah, whatever. All right. You have an angle on a guy, it makes your life so much easier. It's easier. I think Coach Casey said in the last episode, it's easier to block, I think you said width, than it is getting a guy vertical up the field.
Horizontal movement is a lot more important, I think, as an offensive guy and from a defense perspective. Horizontal movement is a lot more important than vertical movement, because if you push them out 3 yards wide, yeah, they're in their gap, but now the gap inside of them is 3 yards wide with one guy in it, and now I'm getting my athlete on your athlete in open space.
And I'm glad you said we're going to keep on that same as that note. So if you look at this play here, we're going to do power right first. All right. If you look at this here, most people typically tell that center he's got to go all the way. He got to go all the way to that 3 technique. I want to make my guys' life easier. Simple.
So power left. I want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry, power left. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, power left. I'm so sorry. Power left. I want to make my guys' life as easy as possible. So what we're going to do is the first thing we teach is I tell my center to look at your alignment. Okay. So the first thing is he see here, he gets to the line and he see we're going power left. You have a 3 technique away from you and a 1 technique. So that means the person who has the easiest down block, the easier angle, okay, in this is that left guard. Okay. So right now in his mind, he's going to make a G call. He's going to say G, G, G. And that tells, I'm sorry, he's going to make a C call. I apologize. He's going to make a C call, which tells the center, hey, I'm pulling. So what it will look like is the guard will go down on that nose. Okay, that's the angle. That's the first angle that I want right there. Okay. Now, what I usually do in this, if I'm running power away from the sniffer, we like to motion, like I said last time, we motion a lot. All right, but right now we're just gonna do a pre-step alignment. He's in this area. Okay, so let's talk to let's go down the line. Let's go to the left tackle. The left tackle rule always, no matter what, when power's coming to you, you have B gap to backside. That's his rule, no matter what. I don't care what happens. He has B gap to backside. So when the left tackle gets up to the line, he sees that there's nobody in the B gap. There's nobody there. There's nobody occupying the B gap. In his mind is, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step inside, make sure that nose doesn't spike, but now I'm going the backside back. Okay, so now that's taken away. I got the backside got blocked. We're good on that. So now the sniffer, as we all know, he is responsible for that front side DN. Okay, make sense?
Oh, you're perfect.
Okay. So he's responsible for the front side DN. So as he pulls, we're most likely to be a motion when he motions over because I don't want people running into each other. So he's going to motion over and attack that front side DN, attack his inside shoulder. All right. So now what's going to happen is the center is now responsible for the front side backer. So now the center does a little skip pull, old school skip pull. He gets up in there, gets his head up in there, and he's working inside path, inside out, as I always teach, as he's coming inside the hole. So now we go to the backside guy. He has a 3 technique. Only thing I want you to do is cut that guy off. Easy down block back. You have easy job. For this backside tackle, what I teach and I tell him is a gate block, seal block. His job is to make sure this guy does not chase me down from the backside. So what his responsibility is, he's going to step hard inside with the hand, helping his guard, with his eyes and shoulders facing that joker. Just make sure nobody beats us from the backside. Okay? If that joker was to go across his face or anything like that, then obviously he has him. So if the joker was to come across, he has him. He still steps hard inside. His job is to make sure that this guy does not chase us anywhere down from the backside. Okay. Now, like I said, we can motion the sniffer, which we do most of the time. And what we teach the back is his responsibility, always on power, is we always want him aiming at the crack. Oh, that's a bad even line. The crack of the guard. The reason we always say crack of the guard is because what we don't want to happen is we don't want any clutter. Because one thing I hate as a O-lineman is when a running back gets the hole and the running back has his hand in the guy back. It bothers me so much. So what we normally tell them sometimes is to take another half a step back a little bit so that when you get the ball, there is no waiting. You see the hole, you hit it and go. There's no thinking about it. There's one technique. You know he's going down. You know he's pulling. You go straight down, and as you start to hit it, press inside. And now I won't want him over that guy, and I'm taking my athlete over that free safety any the other week. I personally believe we have the best back, and he can make him miss one-on-one with that safety. Now, one thing I did skip over, I did jump around. What I always tell my front side tackle here is what I want him to understand is I don't want you going at this guy. I was always told, I never forget this, our O-line coach in high school always said, if I tell you to meet me at the mall, where are you going to meet me? Obviously, at the mall. So as an O-lineman, you know where the ball's going. You know exactly everything that's going on this side. Don't go at the guy because you know where he's going to go. He's trying to go underneath you or he's going to go over you. All right? So what I tell him is to slow play it. So what I mean by slow play is you're going to attack that front side backer very slightly, but your eyes are going backside, knowing that you're still responsible for that guy there. Don't go at him. Don't overplay him. Only thing I really want you to do is get a hand on the guy. You don't have to be physical. I just want you in front of him and make sure that our back gets past you. Once it's past you, we celebrate when we should be hitting the house. I usually don't mess around with these guys too much. I've never been a receiver guy. I don't like receivers. But we always tell receivers, inside running play, you block inside half. So he has inside half of that guy. He's blocking inside of that guy there. If it's anything outside, then obviously they're going to block outside of the defender. But since it's an inside running play, we tell them to press hard inside, get his inside shoulder, make sure he does not beat you over top. I expect my receivers to be just as physical as O-linemen. That's what we play football for. We know receivers are the big flashy guys, but I expect those guys to be just as physical, sometimes even more physical, which shouldn't be, even more physical as those guys up front. So that's how we blocking in that one. Coach, if you could hit the next one for me.
Before that,
no, I'm sorry. No.
I just want to ask. So the two guys I'm interested to hear you talk about more is the steps of the back. If the back steps, I know you talked about it generally, and then the steps of the sniffer blocking that in. Is he going?
All right.
Like, what's his aim?
Usually, I normally don't like guys going flat when they're the sniffer because what I hate is you never know what's going to happen with that guy there. You never know if he's going to get blown back. So if you're going flat down the line, you're going to aim right into him. You're going to hit him. That's why usually on power, I know in the diagram he's a little close. He's maybe a half a step back a little bit more. He's not as close because, like I said, if he goes flat there, I don't know what may happen. And also what I don't want is him to run into the path of the puller. So if he's from this direction and there is no motion, I want him coming kind of wide a little bit like that and attacking inside. I know that's kind of weird. We kind of found a lot of success in it.
Is he attacking the inside shoulder?
Inside. He's always attacking inside.
Okay.
Always attacking. He has the easy job. When we get to the tight end stuff, their job kind of changes, their rule changes, but he always has inside. We try to make it, like I said, we try to make it the same for everybody because pretty much on every play that we run, the sniffer has inside responsibility on whoever he's blocking. So it's always inside. It's always not more, say, flat. It's more kind of around it. I don't want him back here with the quarterback, but I don't want him more, say, attacking the line, if that makes sense. I don't want him attacking until he gets in contact with the DE, and that's when he attacks. I don't want him running or getting stuck in traffic with O-linemen.
If he motions across before, so you get that pre-snap motion, and he's between the left guard and the left center.
He goes right now because he has there's no threat of the guard running into him. There's no threat of anybody. You motion over. If you're there, then you just attack inside shoulder because the tackle should be out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no conflict of interest with that. With the sniffer now, the back steps. Usually, if he's in pistol, we found a lot of success using what we call a rock step. I'm pretty sure you know what a rock step is, where he kind of takes a step back, he rocks on that back foot, and he goes. The reason we like that is because, like I said, I hate when running backs are always in the back of an O-lineman. You know, when you get the ball, I want you going straight down here. I don't want you having to push the lineman out of the way. So that rock steps kind of gives one of my slower guys time to get around there. And by the time he hits that rock step and gets the ball, the center should be at least halfway to making contact. We should be able to scat that thing right up in there in a perfect world. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it don't.
What's the quarterback's mechanics for mesh?
It's with this new frame of, I guess, RPO stuff. He's a pistol. He always opens up to the play call. So he would snap the ball, and he's going to open, extend the ball. He rock steps, and we always tell our quarterback to sell the fake. All right, on everything, I want you thinking that we're rocking and rolling either which way. Usually, if it's to the left, like here, he's going to roll out that way. I always want that motion. I always want them to think we're doing something freaky with the quarterback, just to hopefully pull some eyes with us and keep some guys from flooring and running everywhere. Where my fat guys got to chase him, as I would say.
Gotcha.
So now I stay there because I'm going to talk about the next one real quick. Is counter. There's two ways of running counter. I call it counter, then I call the other one counter tray. Counter tray we'll talk about right after this one. But counter, it's always two guys pulling. And we keep everything the same. Linemen know on power, counter, counter tray, whatever the front is, that is determined who pulls. So in this case, we're going to go counter left. All right. So in going counter left, we're going to start from the left, just as we did. The left tackle in power and counter, he has the same rules. His rule, he got the backside. Okay. So right now he sees nobody in the B gap. All right. He's going to go backside. Okay. The same thing applies with the guard in the center. Okay, right now there's one technique who has the better angle. Okay, if we're running the ball to the left, the guard does. So we kick it, we down block him. So the step for the puller changes. On power, we use a skip pull for the puller, but on counter, we use what I call an over the line pull. Over the line pull is, as I use an analogy, is you're cranking a lawnmower, you're doing an old school tug. When you pull it, I want you to get your shoulders in the direction you're going. I want you to get your front foot in that direction. You're going straight down the line. So he's going to open up and kick out that DN. Now, I put a lot of stress on the puller. I expect them to always have his eyes open and have his eyes up, because if this DN decide he wants to squeeze us like most guys are taught, if he squeezes, he, at this point, should log it, get his butt around, and we should be hitting it out there. But if this DN is trying to get his nose and stuff, he comes straight up the field, we kick him out. Okay, so that's kind of where the change comes in that for lineman play wise. He has to be able to get as soon as he snaps the ball and opens his hips, he has to get his eyes on this guy. That front side DN, if he comes up the field, you kick out. If he squeezes hard, like most guys honestly do, squeeze hard on that tackle, you got to get your butt around. You got to log him so we can come in behind you with the second guy that we're going to get to in a second. All right, so let's go to the backside tackle. Backside guard. Kick him out there, bam. All right, he has an easier angle. He kicks out there. All right, so with counter, the same rules apply for the backside tackle. All right, he gates. He makes sure he does not chase us down. All right, make sure this guy's forced to run here all the way around. I want you to run around us, not through us or across us. I want you to make that trip all the way around. All right, now the second puller comes in. It's a sniffer. This is the sniffer's job. He is responsible for that front side linebacker. All right, so in this, him being responsible for the front side linebacker, all right, when he sees the center kick out, whether the guy goes up the field or he logs, the center is right on him. So let's say he kicks out, he inserts. He's going to insert right inside there. All right, but let's say for any reason, all right, this DN goes inside here, he logs. All right, the center gets his butt around. Now we all should be outside. So now it turns into more of an inside hitting play between the guard and the tackle and the guard to we're getting it outside of space, blocking one-on-one there. He's blocking inside. He's blocking inside. And now our path is up in there. Okay, so the back step and pistol, nothing. It's kind of I say funky. The reason I say it's funky because at first I didn't really understand it until I've seen this more and more. What he's going to do is obviously he's going to step like we're going. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. All right, sorry. Yeah. All right, he's going to step as though he's running outside zone to the right. All right. Now, when he's running outside zone to the right, it gives everybody time, all the pullers to get around, and now he cuts it back under, and he should be right behind the sniffer. So if the sniffer blocks out, if the sniffer is out here, the back should be out there with him. If the sniffer's up inside, he should be right up inside with him. I really like from pistol because, like I said, you don't know which way we're going. Because what I'm going to do eventually, we'll talk about this probably a little while down the line is I want you to think I'm going to hit outside zone all day, outside zone, toss, sweep, all this stuff out there. I'm going to kill it outside there. So when he takes that step and comes back underneath, everything's the same. It's just now we're running counter back away from him. All right. So the quarterback, he's going to open up away. So if it's counter left, okay, he's opening right with the counter motion coming underneath, and we're sealing back up under there. All right. And still the same. Once he gets there, we do have him. I believe do have him boot. I'm not sure. I kind of stay away from quarterback play a little bit. I worry about my 5 guys up front. But like I said, we always try to keep everything the same for everybody. Keep everything universal because like we want to keep it. We said last time, keep it stupid simple, but make it effective. And that's the number one thing. We can keep it simple and make it effective. I believe we can do anything. So in doing that, go ahead.
The only thing I got is I would say I really like how nothing changes other than for the puller, who they're going to call the puller. So it's either C or G call, and then the sniffer, the only two the same. I like that 4 of the guys are doing the exact same thing. It would be no matter what, and all that's changing is the type of pull and then who they're hitting. I really enjoy that. Especially once you can add in a couple of elements through RPOs and arc blocks and different things like that.
We'll actually talk about that in a little while.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But no, you're good. We want to go to the next one? Or
actually, hold on. I got 2 more. Make it quick. I'm going to get rest of these real quick. So the same thing as we did for counter, we're going to do the same thing for counter tray. So now counter tray has a C and a T in it. So the T now means that the tackle is the second puller. All right. So if the tackle is the second puller, somebody has to cover for that puller. One rule that I stress so much is if one guy pulls, another guy has to cover. You always want to cover for your brother. We're 5 guys. It's only 5 of us. So when one leaves, somebody has to cover for him. So everything stays the same. Backside, he goes down, he kicks out, he blocks back. Now this is where the play differs. Now the sniffer is blocking inside on that jack, that DN. He's attacking inside. He's making sure he's not crossing his face. Now, the wrapper is now the tackle, the backside tackle. All right, and he has to read it the same way the sniffer does. If this DN comes up the field, we kick him out. All right, he should be right up underneath that butt. All right, if he logs him, okay. If he logs him, he should be outside with him. He's reading the butt of the puller, and we should same steps to the back. Everything's the same. Nothing changes. It's just now we added the T, which is the tackle, and the sniffer replaces for that guy. Nothing changes. I've only changed things for one person. Everybody's life is just the same.
Why philosophically, why are you wanting to run tray instead of regular counter in certain situations? Just from your opinion.
It's something different because most people always see this sniffer coming. Oh, it's something coming back, something coming. It's counter. But now when people see the sniffer blocking, kicking out, okay, is the play coming this way? It changes their eye level. Most people see that sniffer kicks out. Oh, so now I've seen where that backer attacks hard there, but now we're kicking it back outside with the counter and we're scoring. Especially at the high school level, man, I'm telling you, and from experience.
That was my initial thought is to deal with those guys that read the up back.
Right. Because I believe most people are getting away from reading guards, especially with this RPO type stuff. Everybody wants to read the back and all that stuff. Reading a sniffer, honestly, the way we run it can really get you in trouble. It can hurt you, but it can hurt you more than help you.
I agree. I wouldn't read the sniffer. That's personal defense. But absolutely, there are guys out there and there are offenses out there. I'm not gonna lie to you. We played an offense early in my coaching career that wherever the sniffer went, they went.
Yes.
You could tell by back and sniffer alignment what you're going to get. Yes. And obviously putting him in the pistol would get rid of that. Some of that would get rid of that that recognition pre-snap, and then the sniffer changing the sniffer's direction, having him going weak side and doing splits and, slice zones and things like that. I'll get rid of that. I just wanted to make sure, why you're wise.
And then, okay, that's one. Inside zone. All right, so inside zone is pretty much block. Everybody knows it's the same. I teach it. I use the analogy. If I was to turn the lights out, you're pitch black, and I call inside zone right, you should be able to know that whoever to the right of you have. Okay, so we're not blocking man, we're blocking gaps, as I would say. But the difference when I have a sniffer, all right, and we call it a different name, is my backside. Okay, so my backside here, they're running, you can say split a little bit. So we have two calls. I'm going to write it there: a fan call and an in call. Okay. For inside zone, the one thing I tell my linemen is always look for your double teams. The double teams is going to help you out in life so much. All right. But for this one, real quick, if the A gap, or in this case the B gap, is open backside, we call in. All right. This is what we call in. The tackle blocks back no matter what. And the only person this changes is the backside guard. All right, because in this case, the guard blocks down, sniffer inserts there, all right, and we're all going play side, and the back is aiming right at the inside leg of the guard to the right. The reason I like this a lot is because just when we hit it, it can also bounce. That's where your natural cutback lanes come in. I have a guy for that backside backer who sometimes makes a play on me a lot in the inside zone when I don't have that sniffer. He's a headache sometimes for me personally, because we don't really run the read with the backside guy, so he becomes a headache a lot. So we wrap him up inside for that backside backer, and in my opinion, this is the best way to block it, because I have a hat on a hat no matter what. And the next time, I believe it's on the next slide, but I'm not sure, but I'm going to cover it now. We would call fan is when the A gap is open. Okay? A gap's open. Yeah, see, I believe it's on that next one.
It is.
Yeah, boom. So, bam. So now this is what we're going to call fan. Okay, so this is fan. So in fan, all right, we still block back. We still block back there. But now he inserts in the A gap backside, double off. Inside zone, still the same. Nothing changes but for one guy, which is the guard, and also kind of changes the step path for the sniffer. Okay, that's inside zone, and I actually covered 2 on 1 right there. That's perfect.
Run inside zone when you're not running fan or in what the sniffer is doing. So if it's inside zone right, or
so
everybody's stepping right, what's the sniffer's job as a base?
Most 95% of the time, that's how we're going to run it. But we also run it, and I think everybody knows it as split flow, okay, where pretty much everybody goes, okay, they're doubling off of that backer, doubling off of that backer there. He comes back, and he is attacking hard on that backside DN. He is attacking the inside shoulder of that guy, okay? We've done all this a few times, just kind of change it up a little bit. But this is another way we can run it, is split flow weak. We can also, I've also did it where we leave this guy unblocked. So I'm going to put a triangle by him, double there, all right, double there to him, okay? But now he's going to also climb to him, and he attacks inside, front side now. So now we're going front side with the sniffer, and the back pass to the change still the same, and we can now hopefully bounce in between them.
Are you reading the end on that? What's the
backside the end? Not. I would want to, in a perfect world, I would want to read him, read option on him. Do we really? We don't really have a quarterback for that. So he never. Most guys, what I've seen is if they're unblocked, they don't go up. They don't squeeze. They just sit here, and that guy's never actually chasing me down. Do I like it? Not really, because I am afraid of that guy chasing me down for being a pistol. But I was forced one time running like this, and that guy didn't chase me down, thankfully. And I think I got a few clips of that I can look up where he didn't chase me down. But we're leaving him unblocked. And also we can get to a point where if he is starting to bite hard on us, I mean, obviously that's when we go back to the split zone week and all that good stuff.
Okay.
So that's that. And to start back over, to go back over power real quick, I'm only gonna hit what's changed on this. And honestly, nothing has really changed. Because if we're going inside zone, I'm not inside zone. We're going power left. All right. Now, what I'm telling my lineman is who is now have the easier down block between the guard and the center. So if we're going obviously to the left, all right, who has the easier down block? In this case, the center now has the easier down block, right? So now what he's going to come up to the line is he's going to say G. So G now tells, hey, I down block here. I kick out front side. Now, obviously he has the seal backside or whatever. Now, this is my favorite part. It's the front side, guys. So I always teach B gap the backside. So right now, the tackle B gap backside, he has a guy to B gap, right? So now he cannot climb the backside. So now his responsibility trades off to the guard. So now the guard now has B gap the backside. So he's going to double help. That guy starts to creep. He starts to move. He is now responsible for backside backer. Okay. The sniffer is now responsible for that front. Is still responsible for the end. He blocks down on him. We seal on that. Still the back's hitting the same path. Rock stepping. Guy pulling. I got drawings everywhere. Guys pulling in the open gap, hitting it. When he hits it, once you see that gap is open, you hit it. One way that I teach pre-snap reads also. So if you, as a lineman, you get to the line of scrimmage, you see there's a 3 technique, you're pulling, but most of the time in your head, where's it going to hit at? A gap. You got to get to the A gap. That's yours. That's most of the time where it's going to hit at. So he is programmed in his head, okay, I'm pulling, so I know there's a 3 technique backside, so I'm looking to get my eyes inside on the A gap. Things may happen. He may scrape across. If he scrape across, that's fine. Guard takes him. He now goes to B gap, and we bounce it, a gap removed. All rules still apply. Nothing changes. It's just playing fast. And that's why I believe we can play fast is by teaching it rules. It don't matter what you give me. If a guy walks up, nothing changes. Our rules are our rules, no matter what. Anything you want to add to that, Coach?
No, that's perfect. It's perfect.
So,
you want to move to the 3-man surface or what you want?
Yeah. I mean, nothing. Everything's the same out of those 2 formations. Literally, I pretty much just went through this one. Now, this is kind of one of my favorites. And this one, I'm going to start right to left. I'm going to start with my tight end. So my tight end, we're running power. He also has a call he has to make. One thing I tell my linemen is you got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to talk with each other. As I tell linemen, it's 6 of us, including myself, 5 of you, 1 of me. So we all got to stick together like a band of brothers, no matter what. So we removed the sniffer. Okay, we added a tight end, which is fine. So the tight end now has a responsibility added to him. So when he gets to the line and there's power coming to him, okay, with power coming to him, he has to determine if the guy is inside of him or outside of him. Okay, in this case, he's outside, so he's going to make what we call arc. Okay, he's going to get to the line. He's going to look that back down the line and scream arc, 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 arc. That now tells the puller, okay, that he's kicking out. So now I need to go inside of him. Okay, so if we look at let's go back to the right tackle. His rules still apply. It does not matter when power's coming to you. You have B gap to backside, no matter what. Now in this case, that backside backer here, he's kind of inside a little bit. Am I worried about him? Not really. If he becomes a problem, we'll definitely fix that. But for right now, for this purpose, we're going to talk about these guys right here. So he calls arc, okay? That joker's taken care of. B gap, the backside, okay? And the reason I'm calling that the backside, which he's really not, is because we have that guy inside the box, okay? If he's outside the box, then now this is backside. All right, but he's inside of the box. He's inside of tight end. He now becomes the front side linebacker. Okay, so we look at the center. Who has the easier down block? The center of the guard. Obviously, the center does. Okay, he blocks down. and we hit it right up inside there. Okay, he's still a ceiling. Now, if this guy becomes a problem, a headache, or a thorn in me, okay, I don't like doing this. I have done it. Okay, put that back up there. All right, we will send him there. All right, but most of the time he does not become a problem, because usually one way we did it when we kind of started doing the RPO stuff, we went to shotgun. We started playing games with them. Both bad slant. He runs a slant. We have double slants backside. Just kind of hold people, keep people from running around the field like defensive players like to do. But that's our way of running power. Now, if that joker was to go inside, okay, if he was to play inside, he would call down. All right, so now that tells the puller, hey, he's inside of me. I block down. Same rules apply. Same rules, but now we're getting out here, and now we're really pressing hard outside. Okay, I love being able to change that up with my tight end. I'm lucky he's an athlete and he's pretty smart, so that doesn't confuse him as much. And even let's just say, I know I'm jumping the gun here. This Sam walks outside. If he safety, if he walks outside and walks down, he's still our responsibility. I'm still counting him. If he's on the line, if he's close to that joker, nothing changes. Now we just kick him out there, and we still run the same rules. Make sense?
Yes, sir. I got it. You got it to where you can actually show it against the true underfront.
Sweet. Boom. Perfect. So, like I said, just in this case. Now, if in a game, in a game time situation where we're getting beat, something has beat us, I now go into my mind telling my lineman this is a 5 down front. Okay, there's one team, I don't have it. When we go 2 tight ends, they literally walk both backers down and make it a 5 down front, 1 back in the middle. So I consider this being a 5 down front. When this guy is on the line, he is considered now a 5th person. So there's 2 ways we can do it, and I'm gonna make this quick, short, and simple. Okay, we can do. I still can pull this guy. He can still block back. All right. He can still kick out and pull. He can still go down. Nothing still changes. Or what we can do is kick him out, block him down, block him back, and now we're inserted inside of there.
You have a tag call for that, Coach, or is it just, do they call it? Do you call it? Is it a game plan thing?
It's more of a in-game situation. I mean by that is, we're running our normal way a few times, but it's not working, and we come off the sideline in our little group meeting after athletes drive, and I said, all right, guys, now this is where we're gonna block it. If this guy walks down, we'll immediately block it this way.
Okay.
It's more of a sideline thing, and if in drive and we're getting beat from it, I'm letting them know, hey man, let's get out of that inside zone, something else until we can get that fixed. Obviously, my guys, they think on the fly pretty well, but I don't want to put too much on them. I don't want to stress them out too much. I try not to, rather. So go back to one real quick, Coach, and I'm gonna do counter trade. And
which one formation you want?
Go back to the left. Bam, there it is. All right, so we're gonna do counter real quick now. I know I said in the last one that counter has 2 pullers. Yeah, I'm gonna change it up in this one. In counter, the only difference between counter with me is that guy. When there's only one back, the only difference is that guy. His steps are the same, but there's no other fullback, no other guy pulling with him, if that makes sense. So the way we'll block counter from this is obviously we're going to go away from the tight end. We very rarely go to the tight end. Now, we go too tight, it's so amazing. People really don't know. It gives them, you have to really pick up on the tendency or something. The guy would like to run better too. But when there's one tight end, we usually go away from him. And the way we block it is pretty much the same as the last one. Who has the better angle? Who has a better advantage of going down on the guy? So in this case, it's obviously the center. Right? So the center is going to kick out that guy there. All right. Now, in this, there is one little guy sitting right over there. Okay, we got to account for him. We have to account for that guy there. All right. The guard is going to go down. The backside tackle, frontside tackle, I'm sorry, has the same rules as he does on power, counter trade. He got the backside. But what we're going to do is we can call a gather call. Okay. And gather usually means guard and tight end, but in this front, it's a center. I don't know if you can call it cattle, but I don't know how that sounds. I'm going to write it. I like it. Cattle. All right, so we'll call cattle. The only thing cattle means is now the tight end is going to insert. All right. Same rules apply here. They double that guy. All right. Should be no penetration here. Now, this is very rare. This is one of those after drive adjustments where, that guy here is just beating us. He's scraping over. We don't have a guy accounting for him. And this is something else we game plan for. If I see that the way they line up like this, he can really beat us. This is what we'll game plan for. But normally we'll just pull one guy. Back's path still the same as any other counter. He takes the step as he's going outside. He comes back underneath, and we hit it that way. But yeah, the one thing I try to stress is everything is nothing changes. Nothing changes for that guy. Nothing changes for those guys. Nothing changes for those guys. It's all universal. And the reason I love doing that is because no matter what, if this guy goes down, I want to put this guy there. You see what I'm saying? Everybody has the same rules. Nothing really changes. Mm-hmm. And then the last one we're going to do in this one is counter trade. So like I said, counter trade has that T in it, all right, which now means tackle, all right? And all across the board, okay, nothing changes. So let's go front side, all right? Now the front side, okay, we're going to go, he got the backside with that front side tackle. He has the better angle. He kicks out. He blocks back. And he now wraps up inside for that guy there. He makes sure nobody chases us from the back. He seals that off. Counter trade. It's the same thing. And honestly, if in like series wise, if I see that this guy's beating us, we may not call Gata, or Kata, as I say now. We may just call counter trade, just to get two pullers inside for that front side linebacker, to make to get ahead of him. Any questions on that one, Coach?
No, sir. That's perfect. I love the seamless transitions, regardless of formations, things like that allow you to, run that stuff, stay in your up tempo, quick signals, get you in.
Right. Get it in and get it out.
Any
real quick, bounce to that next one. I want to make a quick point. Yeah, right here. Like I said earlier, this is, to me, a 5 down front. This does not change anything for us. We can still run a counter trade, and we're still going to run a counter trade. But now it is a true gap, which now means the front side tackle now has a guy in his B gap, so obviously he has to take B gap. They doubled him. He's going to double, come off the backside backer. The center is going to block back. He's going to kick out that guy there. All right, now when he kicks out, now I have the true the backside tackle blocks back. Now I got the true T. I got the true tight end. The tight end is now going to come in and replace for that guy there. Nothing changes. It's all the same. It's all universal. And that's one thing I really, really, really try to keep is just it's all simple. It's all trying to keep it stupid simple. Because like I said in the last video, kids have so much other stuff going on in their minds, out of football stuff, life problems that really I try not to put too much pressure on them. Honestly, when we run out of shotgun and it's not drawn up on here, I love it a lot more because we still have that same thing because we're running inside zone. Running outside zone, but now we just cut it back and we're still hitting the hole. The guard is taught. The running back is taught to when he comes back underneath that counter, he should be aiming on the outside leg. Okay, the outside leg of that guard. So once he comes down, he sees that there. He sees the kick out. He should be right behind that tight end and we should be kicking it to the house. The quarterback, he opens up opposite. So if we're going obviously to the left, all right, he's going to take the ball like we're running outside zone to the right. He hands it off, and we come right back underneath that to the left. So yeah, like I said, that's Yada. All right. So the next one, real quick, is let's hit inside zone really, really quick. I'm gonna get in and get out of this one. Everything's still the same. Nothing's different. We all block gaps to the right, gaps to the left, inside zone. Move the tight end on that. The one series we want to talk about out of that last formation, I love is running outside zone. I'm not a big fan of outside zone, but the way I've just found to run it, I love it a lot. And I'm jumping ahead, running the 3-set rule with that guy. But we'll talk about that later. That's one, coach. That's the formation. So last formation is out 2x2. All right. Now power. So now there's nobody to protect for the backside puller. There's literally one guy pulling for power. All right. So now in this case, the nose is head up. Okay. With the nose being head up, it is an automatic G call, no matter what. I don't care what happens. I refuse to put this guy in a situation that hurts him and does not help us. All right. No matter what. So the way I would teach a head up, and as you see, there's a 4-eye backside. I still teach everything the exact same. But now there's nobody else helping the puller. So let's go power left real quick. So this automatic G call is head up guy, automatic G. All right. But I don't know if you guys see it on the back side or on this side, that guy right there. Okay. He scares me. He scares me a lot if I was to try to leave him alone and pull. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a T call. The center knows to make a T call. Because normally, if you have a head up guy, there's usually kind of a 5 down front normally. So we're going to block what I call 5 down rules. All right. So now this guard is going to block back. The tackle is now going to pull front side. All right. We're going to kick him out. We're going to base block him. I want this left tackle to work as hard as he can to get his butt. All right. He got to get his butt in the hole, because what I don't want is for this guy to beat me over top. If he's going to beat me, make him beat me outside. Make him run around me, but he cannot run through me or over top of me. All right, that's one way I stress big time a lot. The guard, as you see, blocks back. The guard and the center work together. They're the tandem on this, as I called it. So this left guard, he's going to step inside to make sure that nose does not cross his face. That nose does not cross his face and goes away from him. He goes away from him. You climb up the backside back. All right? But if this nose spikes to him, you take him now, and now the center goes the backside back. All right? That's how our rules kind of change a little bit front. Like I said at one time, that guy, I'm not really too afraid of him, because Coach Casey, I think, mentioned in the last video, is he's the BCR guy, boot counter reverse. All right, so what he has to understand, the quarterback has to understand, is that when he sells it, opens up, he has to get around here. He has to snap the head around, because we got to hold him. All right, so that jack is the quarterback's responsibility. That makes sense? Makes perfect sense. The quarterback, that is your guy. I have nobody else to hold.
The second he starts biting down, you pull the ball.
And that's where we run our nickets. We run our nickets big time off of this. If they give us this front, we're going to nicket you all day, because he has BCR. So we run the T-pull with this, just like we would do with anything else. So if we run counter, all right, if we want to run counter, same thing. Nothing changes. Okay, nothing changes at all. Okay, we're still going to call our T-pull. Okay, but now in this one, all right, this front side tackle has to work. He has to work their front tackle. Okay, I know his rules is known on the backside, and this is something that I preach big time in practice. He has to work front side this time because now these two guys, same rules, nothing changes. Just as it was on power, those two will work up the tandem to that guy. He blocks back on him. We run counter, we kick him out. So now he becomes the lone puller, all right, and we BCR this guy there. All right, BCR meaning boot counter reverse. All right, we're going to boot hard off of that guy there. Normally, I didn't mean to say boot, I apologize. Normally, because we're going to fake the outside zone this year. And that really honestly should hold that guy. I didn't mean to say boot counter reverse. That should really hold this guy there, that outside zone to him. And then we come back underneath with the counter right up underneath him. And that really should hold him big time. It's worked pretty much every time we did it. I haven't really had a problem with that guy chasing us down or anything like that. And then we won't really run counter trap this. I'm not a big fan of it, but we can. And the reason we can run counter try this is because we'll run block the same exact way as we did our last ones. We're going to take the front side tackle. Now he's going to go backside. All right. We're going to – this is where I talked about I don't want to put that guy in the bind, and that's why I don't really like it because it puts this left guard in a tough situation because now he's responsible for that nose. Okay. So if that nose was to spike away from him, that is a hard block. That is a hard block. If he spikes away, he has to take him. So let's just say for this time he does what we want him to do. He plays it. He's the kick out. He blocks back. And now we're up inside wrapping with that guy there. But like I said, I don't really like running counter trade with the head up guy because I don't want that nose to spike away from me and leave this guy in a bind. Now he's chasing, and if he's chasing, most guys, they like to open up their hips and open their hits. Now he's in the backfield, and if he's in the backfield, he's running into the puller. If he's running to the puller, now the counter motion is all destroyed. So not really a big fan of running counter trade. We will, if we see that this guy's he shades away or spikes away from the flip technique. But most of the time, we just kind of stay away from it. And same thing goes inside zone. We look for our doubles. All right, that's the doubles. We're just getting up on everybody. All right, we're trying to get to the inside shoulder, and we're trying to wash them. In a perfect world, I want all these guys washed. We get them washed down. Cutbacks are there. Everything's there. Like I tell my linemen, work smarter, not harder. All right, if the D lineman wants to come upfield, all right, don't let him upfield, obviously. But if he wants to run sideline to sideline, let him run sideline to sideline and let the back become athlete and do what he does best. All right, don't work harder than you have to. We're fat. As I tell my linemen, we're fat, we're lazy. Let's make our life a whole lot easier. I think I hit all of them, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
That was it. Boy, that was a good one, man.
That was great stuff.
Like I said, I mean, it's all the same as y'all, universal. Maybe I did something different. Maybe I didn't. And if I did something that you like, take it, use it. And if you have any questions about it, why we doing it a certain way, how we doing it a certain way, let me know. Because I will easily explain to you. It's not a universal secret.
Well, I like that after you started the initial, like you have the front side concepts and then you have backside concepts. Once you get the front side concepts, everybody can run what they're, a lot of upfront, teaching to start, but then it all gives you all the tools you need and it sets you up and it makes it really quick. By like the third week, once you have those CG and T calls,
Mm-hmm.
to get the advantageous angles you're looking for to have success, there's not a defense that can really stop you at that point.
One way I did it one time. I wasn't a huge fan on it. Got it from Bobby Petrino. Petrino, when he was at, I think it was Louisville, he has a strong tackle.
Yeah.
Strong guard, quick tackle.
Yeah.
So obviously you flip it. It cuts down on the teaching part of it. I don't mind teaching it because
I'm not sure about that because then they have to learn every single way how to do things left and right.
Right.
It just depends. It just depends.
It depends on what you like. It does
It's
indeed
kind of
cut down on
it's
it.
kind of
You
like
end up teaching more.
yeah, it's kind of the same thing as a defense playing a field and a boundary or strong and weak. It's very similar concept.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, that's mainly what we got on teaching inside zone, power counter, pretty much full tutorial out of Coach's favorite formations. He did a great job with that, teaching you, asking my questions, having a full grasp of the concepts. Remember, you can go hit him up on Twitter. You can talk to him just like you can talk to me, anything you want to talk about. Subscribe to this channel. We're going to keep churning out videos, having a lot of fun doing these. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you. This has been Both Sides of the Ball. I'm Coach Kaysen. That guy up there is Coach Stock. And see you guys later. Hope you have a great day.